Live from the Westwood One Studios, it's the OpieRadio Podcast. Ooh. Stuttering John, what's up, buddy? We don't have a chair for you because we're just building this thing.
Hey.
That's the Cuban.
I know him.
How do you know him?
I've seen him at Guy Fieri's party every year.
Yeah.
Oh, Guy Fieri.
Yeah.
I like to say Guy Fieri because I see an R in there. What?
It's Fieri.
But there's an R in his last name, right? Stuttering John.
Well, the reason why I know it is because when I used to announce his name on the Tonight Show, it was spelled phonetically, and it was Fieri.
Fieri.
Oh,
Guy Fieri. And are you the guy that I gave the mouthwash to?
Yeah.
Why'd you give him mouthwash?
I was there to roast all guys.
He was roasting everybody, so he roasted. He gave me mouthwash.
Signed by everybody because everyone says he has bad breath.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
It was really funny.
He doesn't have bad breath.
No. Well, I
took care of it.
They told
What
me.
the fuck are you talking about? I'm headhunting for you today.
Opie, they told me to do it.
I'm kidding with you.
I got a guest in the studio, and that's the day you take out the sickle.
The sickle.
Because you're swinging a sickle.
No, I'm not swinging a sickle.
I thought you lived in Santa Rosa. Oh, well, you know.
Well, no, I film out there. And then I
Yeah,
go to
he
the
films
just
grocery
came back.
games and everything else for the Food Network. He
okay.
just got back like a week or so ago. Yeah.
So, Opie,
What's going on, Stuttering John?
I have to know.
Yeah.
The last time I did your show
Yeah.
on Sirius,
Yeah.
we had a great time.
We had a wonderful time.
I'm no longer there.
And you couldn't have been more complimentary to me with your text. And then
I said, thanks for doing the show.
I'll
Let's
have you
do
on
it
any
again.
time. Yeah. And then nothing. Now, the only thing I can ascertain
Yes.
is that Howard knows somebody got involved.
No, not at all.
Howard
No.
definitely got involved. I was there. Howard said, Opie, don't let
So then
John
what
in that
happened?
fucking studio.
I don't. I mean, I don't know when Howard gets involved. You know that.
No. I thought you said that. So you don't even know.
No, I mean, that was at the end of my run at Sirius XM. Everything was all sorts of fucked up. And then I was doing less guests. I was hanging out with my boys more. You know, the new version of the show.
Can I jump in this and kind of answer?
Yeah, sure.
So
There was no...
Opie got the guest secondhand. What happens is they had this guy named Roland Campos.
Yeah. No, I always just thought maybe it's because I was talking about Howard.
No, I never had
I
a
used to sit in that toxic little office with those grommets every day, right? They
Yeah.
would sit in the back before the show.
Yeah.
And they were literally kingmakers. Like, if they were mad at you, they wouldn't give you a guest. They wouldn't tell you that a guest agent was calling. There's so much back shit going on.
So then, what
there.
was the real reason? Was it because
I don't think he even knew.
I was never offered you again.
Oh, really?
But
Oh, then someone there.
no. But in all fairness, I'm sure I could have asked for you.
Yeah.
But it was more like at that point we knew like the writing was on the wall, and they pretty much had it out for me. So I was hanging out with my guys more than anything. We didn't get a lot of guests on
Imagine that
last version. Of
I
the
didn't know
show.
if it was either Howard or because I started doing Anthony's podcast.
No, I don't play that game. I don't give a fuck. What shows people do.
Yeah.
Howard always gave a shit about that.
No, I know.
There was one thing you did blow.
Did he
up one
trash
guest.
me on Anthony's show?
No. I know.
All right. I'll ask you right to your face because I don't.
No, not at all. In fact,
Me and Anthony haven't done an actual radio show in almost 5 years, and I've heard maybe in all these years, maybe a total of 2 hours of his programming.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I
I
did-
just avoid all that.
I did watch his and your
Oh, that was fun.
open letters to each other.
Letter to the editor. Yeah.
That was my attempt to give it one last shot, and we did what, Carl, 6 or 7 phone calls, and they went very well. And
to hear you guys together is fantastic.
yeah, it went very well. We had chemistry, and then they were trying to get me over there, and I said no. And then next thing you know, they had to, I don't know, I guess they had to hate me again. It's really fucking strange. It just wasn't the place for me.
Yeah,
because he's doing a very different thing than what I want to do.
Yeah.
But I got text messages from Keith and everything where they were offering me all sorts of shit to go over there, and then I said no because it just wasn't right. It wasn't the right place for me. And then next thing you know, I'm the worst person to ever do radio. I suck. I'm this. I'm that. I'm like, I'm too old for that. I just don't have time anymore, man.
Yeah, no. I was I watched both of them. Both of the things. It was. I mean, it was compelling to watch.
It was fun.
You know, the breakdown of two guys that worked together for all these years.
Well, the weird part, I think the one thing I did say was that I thought it was weird because Jim Norton was with you at that time, right?
And you would saying all, and he was like,
Jim Norton's a pussy. I mean, he really is a pussy. Because,
he wouldn't say anything.
Because he didn't want to do radio with me, but he liked the money that he was being offered from Sirius XM, right? He belonged with Anthony from the get-go. When Anthony got fired, those two were the ones that were really getting along. So Jimmy should have left and went over there with Anthony. They work well together. They're friends. But he decided to stay at Sirius knowing he didn't want to do radio with me. But he liked the exposure, the fan base, and the amount of money they were giving him.
Yeah, I felt bad for you too because it was like you were talking to Jim and Jim wouldn't give you anything.
Nothing.
You know, and it was like,
thank you for noticing this because you're a radio guy. You've done this a long time.
Yeah,
he purposely made sure he wouldn't laugh or go with anything I was doing, and I'm like, then what the fuck are you doing here, man?
Yeah, and
then he had a plan. He had a plan, man.
Yeah, which was what? To get his own show?
To take over the show.
Oh, I see. I didn't know that he took over.
Oh, evil shit.
Oh.
I don't know how much Carl wants to say today, but it was evil shit. But thank you for noticing that because Carl's like, man, you seem like you're back to your old self again. I'm like, I am because, we're doing stuff. We're enjoying it. We're laughing. We have chemistry.
Yeah.
You know, I help Carl along. He's helping me along, But Jimmy would sit there stone-faced. And I remember thinking to myself, wow, I didn't know we were doing this, but this is good. I remember when you do a radio show, you know when something's funny. You know, like, that's funny. Sometimes you're not sure, right?
Yeah,
if it's going to work. And I would think to myself, motherfucker, I know what I just said was funny. You're purposely not giving me shit.
Yeah. No, that sucks. I mean, it sucks for.
It doesn't suck. I'm good. I'm happy.
No. It's look.
I've moved on.
No, it's just like me and being with Howard. It's the same. You try and leave on good terms, but somehow it doesn't.
How is it working for like? How is he for real?
Well, and I'm not. Look, I'm just going to say this.
I'm asking as
no,
not to trash. I'm curious.
I do have a book coming out called "Easy for You to Say,"
right?
Which is all the behind the scenes of Howard and all the behind the scenes of Jay. And it's Howard was he could be the greatest guy that you hung out with and had dinner with and everything was good, and then he can go on the air and beat the shit out of you. And it was are we allowed to curse on this?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, okay. And and it was very tough because it's hard because you love the guy, you idolize the guy. He's like he's one of the funniest broadcasters ever. And then he's calling you a no talent, a piece of shit, and all this stuff, and it wears on you. I think Jackie's coming in; he'll probably tell you the same thing.
I gotta say this about I don't want to, but I'll say this. So, I mean, but if you're hanging out with him having dinner, that's the real guy, don't you think? And then when the mics are on, he's trying to perform and put a show on for people.
Now, and you still go by Opie, right?
Sort of, yeah.
Because it's Gregg, it's Opie.
Well, no, I like he's changing. The news thing is going to be Greggy Poo.
Honestly, I fucking hate the name Opie. I got it when I was 12 years old because I was the only one in this dumb classroom that didn't have a nickname. So this girl, Julie Burson, stood up and goes, "Hey, you, we're giving you a nickname right now." And then it was Howdy Doody, it was Will Robinson, it was all these horrible nicknames. And then she goes, Opie, and it stuck.
Opie from Andy Griffith?
Yeah, of course. But
so you were bullied by chicks?
Yes! I have a Me Too moment. I have a Me Too moment.
You're like Kavanaugh's girlfriend in 7th grade.
Where's my hashtag?
No, but
you're a hashtag Me Too?
Where's my hashtag? I got bullied by Julie Burson.
Bullied by a chick. You got all poor from Huntington with your homemade clothes.
How great is that?
You're from Melville, right?
No, Massapequa.
Massapequa.
But the interesting thing about about your question is that, like, people say to me, "Is Howard a good guy off the air?" And I would always say he's a great guy off the air, and they would say, "Oh, then on the air is all an act," and I would say, "No, off the air is all an act."
Oh, you think so?
Oh yeah, the
you
real
think
guy.
That's how it works?
The real guy is the guy on the air.
Okay,
he's the one, because Howard was essentially a pussy off the air. He's not going to say what he really thinks.
Right.
When he's on the air, he's empowered by the microphone, and he could be the big bully. He could be that guy. He could be the guy to, like, beat you up. Like he told me on the air to abort my kid when my wife was pregnant because I'm not fit to be a father. Now, if that's anybody in Massapequa, in Manhattan, I kick the shit out of you.
You're done. It's a fight.
You know,
have
that's
a fight.
it.
Yeah.
But because Howard's my boss, he's on the air, I can't do any of that.
Yeah.
So I got to sit there and take it.
Right.
You know, and for me, you know, I have a hot temper, and I'm a New Yorker, you know.
Right,
You're half Puerto Rican, right?
Yeah, which adds more to the mix.
Walking felony.
Yeah, exactly.
I did that. I did that Puerto Rican thing one time and one time only. I'm done.
Dude,
I mean, I'm married now and all that.
If
but
you got bullied by chicks in high school, imagine a Puerto Rican
I
girlfriend.
went out with a Puerto Rican.
You must have been in a full Nelson the whole fucking time.
The first Christmas at her house, she got, I swear to you, she got hubcaps from her mom's boyfriend. I'm like, wow. If this isn't stereotypical.
You just
I swear to you.
I
swear to you. First Christmas, a million years ago, went to her house for Christmas, and they were exchanging gifts, and her mom's boyfriend gave her hubcaps for her car. That is a true story. I'm like, wow.
Second question. Were they new hubcaps or were they used hubcaps?
It's been so many years, I couldn't even tell you what car she drove.
I went out with I banged a Puerto Rican chick named Carmen, and I swear to God, her bush was hairier than Carl's face. I mean, it was unbelievable.
She had Carl Bush.
Carl Bush.
Wow.
God.
But why didn't you just leave then if it was that bad with Howard?
Because you're a kid. I was I guess I was 28 then or whatever. But
Wait, you started with him at 28?
No, I started with them at 22.
22. Okay. And how did they discover you again? Just a little background.
Oh, do you know Mitch Fatal, the comedian?
Sure.
Yeah, him and I were going to NYU together, and he was interning with Howard, and then I said, if you should ever leave, please hook me up, and thank God he got into a major car accident.
Mitch did?
Yeah, and he couldn't drive his car into work because it was all totaled. So, and his father was sick of him working for free, and he just told Howard he has this guy that stutters, and Howard said, "Stutters, hire him." And that was it, you know.
That's how I love how shit comes about. So if he's never in the car accident,
I never get the job.
You wouldn't have been on Howard anyway.
Yeah, it's
wow.
crazy. Yeah, it's
Does
crazy.
he regret it?
No, he ended up being a correspondent on the Tonight Show, which I was, and we would hang out on the Tonight Show. I mean, he's a good guy. I mean, he's a weird guy, but he's a good guy.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no weirdness in here.
What do you do?
It's so odd that he is here.
Why?
You don't understand? Because the last 8 years I've been going to guys' parties. Yeah. And he's always there.
The thing is,
how would I think that you guys would hook
We've been
up?
hanging out.
I got to be honest. I've told John every time at the party exactly what I do. This is the most he's ever looked at me in the face.
Oh, John.
That's because his breath smelled like shit.
I walked right into that one.
Oh, my God.
I go to every year. We're outside in the patio. The patio.
You
in the
never
golf
told
course.
me you did a show at Opie.
No, I said, hey, I do a show with Opie.
Really?
And you're like, cool, man.
Yeah.
And that was it.
No, we've been doing it for...
He Reggie Jackson to me every fucking party.
We've probably been doing this about 4 years now,
To be fair, it's a Halloween, like a costume party.
Yeah.
So I was dressed like Pat one year.
Oh, really?
You ever see me dressed like Pat?
No, that's hilarious.
I do the perfect Pat.
Do you keep the beard?
No, I shaved everything.
Really? Is there a picture of this you can put on your Instagram?
Yeah. You want to put up the Pat
Wait,
picture?
I feel like maybe I did see that.
Yeah, I sent it to you.
It might be.
Well, I'm sorry if I was mean to you, but
No. Mean would have been good. You just fucking walked away from me 8 years in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah, but remember, I did stand up for the 2 of the parties.
Right.
So I'm
You were doing something.
It's probably thinking about the shit I was going to say.
I'm dealing with it.
Yeah.
Plus I had girls. I always brought girls there, which although this last party guy got mad at me because the girl I brought, because we went to the first party and then the second party, they were out in the cold, and I said, I'll just come in, I don't think guy will care, and guy got mad. Hey, you don't just bring people who drive you. I go, they drove me here, they put me up at a hotel. I mean, come on, guy, I did stand up for you twice. Come on, it's just 2 people.
Yeah.
But I think he got mad, so I don't know if I'll be invited again.
You'll be invited.
Yeah, I met through Guy Fieri, Guy Fieri, because he was coming on my show a lot, and then Guy's a very busy guy. So he would do the show for 10 or 15 minutes, and in that 10 or 15 minutes, he's firing out lines from the back, and I'm like, God damn, this Carl guy's quick and funny.
Right.
So then, Guy didn't have as much time for us because he had to do Howard and everybody else at Sirius XM, and I'm like, Carl, why don't you stick around while Guy goes on the tour here?
Yeah.
And then we became instant friends and, got some nice chemistry.
And do you live in New York?
I live in New Jersey.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He just went through a divorce. So
I went through a divorce. I have no choice.
So did I. How long are you married?
7 years.
I was married 13, 3 great years.
You had 3? I knew. My wedding day.
Yeah.
While we were taking pictures, I knew I made a mistake.
Oh, God.
Imagine that.
Well, that's so funny.
I'm not even kidding you.
On my wedding day, I got married on the beach in Amagansett. Me and my best man ran into the water.
Yeah.
And my hand shrunk, and the $2,000 band that I bought expanded, and the videographers taped me, and the ring fell off, and I'm looking all over for the fucking thing. I should have known then.
You should have known. God was telling you.
Did you find it?
No.
No wedding ring the fucking
And then my
first day.
wife was pissed the shit at me,
She was pissed at that.
Yeah.
But you guys, how many kids you got? You got
3.
You got 3 kids?
Yeah, I'm a Puerto Rican disappointment.
Wow.
How old for a Puerto Rican?
How old are the kids?
22, 17, and 12.
You got a 22-year-old?
Yeah.
We're getting fucking old.
I know.
Man.
How old are yours?
Only 8 and 6. I got a late start, but
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know you had a 22-year-old.
Boy, girl?
One of each, yeah.
Yeah, good. Yeah, so you're done, right?
Well, I mean,
You're older. If his older kid was a little younger, he could date Marie.
You got kids, Carl?
No. I bought the farm with the chickens on it. She had 2 kids. I got them when they were 2. But on my wedding day, I missed the picture. Like, we were supposed to go to Grand Central Station and take some stupid pictures. She hired a photographer that costs more than a Lexus.
Yeah.
And he came with the stupid camera with the poof thing. That does all that shit.
Yeah.
But I decided to stop at the bar on the way and have a shot with my best man because it's my fucking wedding and I paid for it. And her family was literally giving me envelopes with like movie pass tickets and shit, like broke fucking gypsies.
Yeah.
So I get late to the picture. She looks at me. She goes, she's already drunk. She goes, I want a divorce. I'm like, you're literally still in your wedding dress. I knew it was over.
Did she really say that?
On a stack of Bibles.
While she's in her wedding dress?
In her wedding dress.
Wow.
In front of the whole wedding party. But I mean,
Wow.
you got to see her friends. I mean, there was not one of them that wasn't chewing gum the whole fucking wedding. I'm like, bitch, you had to wear the glitter eyeliner today? Today
Today of all days.
of all days?
I should have known too when we were on the honeymoon in the Bahamas, and I'm checking out this hot mom in this red bikini, and I'm getting more horny for her than my wife. I should have known then. It was
During the honeymoon.
During the honeymoon.
Wow.
Really?
I didn't do anything.
No, I understand, but
like, you know who did? I can't remember. The blonde actor. He was on. I can't remember. But he talked about an hour. He cheated on his wife on the honeymoon.
My friend did that. My friend did that. He took his wife to Brazil.
Yeah.
And she got a stomach bug the first day. He goes down to the lobby bar, full-blown relationship for 4 days. He's going like sightseeing with this other girl,
God.
like everything. So listen to this.
Yeah.
So fast forward a year, he's like in love with the girl. She's going on a cruise. They're in Miami. They're going on a cruise. She forgot the passport at home. He thought she was gone. She walks in. He's banging her. He brought her in from Brazil. In their room and everything. It was a complete explosion.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, the actor that I was talking about, Corbin Burnson.
Oh, right. Okay.
Oh, the L.A. Law, that dude. I love
Corbin
that
Burnson
dude.
ended up banging a girl on his honeymoon.
I look like a Corbin dude. If I look like Corbin Burnson, I'd be pulling fucking shenanigans like that.
So how long have you been divorced?
8 years now.
Oh, it's been a while. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Do you guys get along for the sake of the kids?
Yeah. But Opie, I'll tell you something. I might have banged 50 chicks, before I got married.
Yeah.
At least 200 since the divorce. I just went crazy.
Oh, really?
Crazy. Like 2 or 3 a week. I was just on a roll.
Were you pulling a Kavanaugh, or was this
No, were you in the Devil's Triangle?
No.
How many were blacked out?
No, I bring pills. I bring pills. I was performing at Cosby.
Oh yeah, you Cosby him up.
Yeah, Cosby him up.
How many did you write in your calendar?
Dude, a devil's triangle is two guys and a girl.
Yes. I mean,
on
the
this
last
guy-
podcast I screamed about that. At least stop lying about that. At
This
least.
guy lied about boofing, which is
boofing, I thought, right?
yeah.
What's
Isn't that-
boofing?
Boofing is sticking drugs up your ass. You know, or
Because
alcohol.
because the cops are coming, or because
No, because you want to get like off the quicker. Or
oh, because I
whatever.
said in that case I've boofed.
Yeah, but see, my take on Kavanaugh, I think he was a extreme nerd, and he actually didn't get girls.
Yeah.
So he was pumping up his profile in his yearbook. I don't think he was doing devil triangles and all that horse shit.
Well, but that's what he's being accused of, right? Because it was him and his buddies,
right.
So
I understand that, but
the devil's triangle would be incriminating if he would have answered fucking honestly of what it was.
I think this guy had a real tough time getting girls.
He probably.
So that's
did.
why I am suspicious about him maybe doing a thing or two.
Well. Plus he lied about the drinking age, but okay, we could all,
Right.
But then he lied that he never, he always remembered everything after a night of drinking, and then that college girl that used to drink with him said, "There's so many times he would go, what happened last night?"
Yeah, but we all know.
You know
that.
what though? There's times that I do things with people, and I ask them what happened last night, but I know what happened. I just want to hear. I want to know if they know.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Oh, jeez, that's pretty fucking creepy.
That's why he lives in a creepy cabin.
So where in Jersey do you live?
I live in Rockaway.
Oh, I never even heard of
He's
that.
in the middle of the woods.
I'm living in the middle of
Really?
the woods.
It's like Deliverance, and when
Yeah.
you pull up, man, don't fuck around because everyone starts lifting up their shades to make sure you're all right. They all look out for each other.
You know what?
And there's some evil
all
dogs
right
up
or
there.
all white?
It's all white, and they take care of me. They're really nice to me. They pick me up when I'm.
Some of
fucking
those dogs are scary up there too.
Oh, yeah.
Big time hunting dogs. So,
Yeah.
big coon hounds. A lot of
Coon hounds, right?
A lot of coon hounds.
Yeah. So
They bark. They bark loud, so you can hear the bears.
But what did you think about the Kavanaugh hearing? I mean, the guy comes out like freaking shot out of a cannon.
yeah,
And then goes into a crying fit. It was like, I mean,
I think
guy was bipolar.
I think he's unfit. And,
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to get a Republican in there anyway, but
Yeah.
I mean, under pressure, the guy fucking folded. He lost his mind.
and he's
then
supposed-
people are like, well, they're going after him and his family and all that. I understand that, but being a Supreme Court justice, you're going to be under a lot of pressure, and you can't fold like that.
And-
so for that reason alone, I'm thinking that
But
maybe
look
not
at-
a good
but
choice.
Clarence Thomas made it through.
Yeah.
And they did exactly the same, and he got really weird up there. He
Yeah.
started saying it was a public lynching and shit. Like,
Oh,
he
yeah.
got-
And he's supposed to be nonpartisan, the Supreme Court justice, and he comes out
Right.
blaming the Clintons and all this.
Well, do you believe those guys are nonpartisan though? This is the shit
No.
me and Carl talk
No.
about. But
No.
at least fake it better.
Fake it, yeah, fake it.
He wasn't willing to fake it. This is all because of the Clintons. Oh, my God.
If it was nonpartisan, the Democrats wouldn't be blacking out this way. Like,
Yeah.
everybody knows the fix is it. It's
Yeah,
gonna
no,
be a
of
right-wing
course.
Supreme Court for 20 years.
Well, but look what, if you really want to get political, look what Mitch McConnell did when Obama picked, Merrick Garland, and then he said, no, we have to wait till the election.
Yeah, we're not even going to.
Now that same Mitch McConnell's going, I can't believe that they're holding this up. They're trying to wait till
That's
the.
what Opie was talking about.
They're
Every
trying
day.
to wait to the midterms. Exactly what you did, you fucking idiot.
Well, that's where I'm definitely different than your politics. I don't believe in either side. I
Yeah.
think they're all playing games and they're all full of shit.
Well, yeah.
Full of shit.
Well, yeah. Isn't the prerequisite to be a politician?
Unfortunately, yeah, and I like to think we could do better in this country, but Lindsey Graham's tweet that's making the rounds where he basically says if Trump's elected, we're all fucked.
Yeah.
And now he's his biggest cheerleader.
Oh, he called him a kook before. And
all that stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
He said he was gonna if you would beat him up and some shit, like some North Carolina. He's from North Carolina or South Carolina, right?
I don't know. Oh, so I think South Carolina.
I think South Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lindsey Graham.
Lindsey Graham.
Don't get Jackie yet. We're talking to Stuttering John. Let Jackie fucking wait.
Did you ever hear that?
This isn't 1998. He can wait.
Oh, I'm not pissed. He can come in. I don't care. No, I didn't know how Jackie even found out I was going to be here.
We were supposed to do a podcast at Jackie's house in Bayville, I think Thursday, and he he had to cancel. And then when I was having you today, I'm like, you know what? I bet you Jackie's in town. So I told Mike to text him because I thought it'd be kind of cool to just do it all at one time.
Yeah, no, I don't care. I just wanted to. Honestly, the only thing I wanted to ask you is if it was, because I always anticipated that I was being banned by the higher ups at Sirius.
No, man, it was
because I did text you personally. I did say, hey, man, what's going on?
No, man, it was
So it just didn't seem. It just didn't seem,
bro. It was a mess at the end there. So I guess I owe you an apology, but you were never offered again. But I certainly you did very well on the show, and I certainly should have reached out to you again.
Because I texted you and I said, hey, I'm in town if you want to have me, and then I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I don't really hang out.
He doesn't really.
No, no. I mean, if you want to have me in the studio, you fuck. It's all good.
I don't even see you in my phone anymore, man.
Oh, that's going well.
Well,
like he goes to help the situation, makes it even worse.
No, because I was going to maybe read some text messages from us just to prove that we were cool, but I can't find you.
Yeah, no, it was all good. You were very complimentary, and you said I could do another 4 hours with you. That's the first thing you said to me.
Oh, yeah, no, it was great.
I mean, it was awesome. I was saying all that shit when Eugene Levy and his kid were there, remember?
Right. Yeah, so...
and Jim Norton was doing his actor studio interview. So how do you get into your acting roles? And then I goofed on Jim for a second, and I think he got all pissed. So I thought maybe that was the reason.
It didn't take a lot to get Jimmy pissed off. Wow.
He got pissed at me once because, Jay Leno has always told me, and I did this with Ralphie May. I stutter on ours. But, Ralphie had said, it's okay to laugh. It's okay to laugh. That's what my therapist always did.
That's a beast.
Yeah, no. But
a motherfucker.
But, so Ralphie had goofed to me on stage at the Tempe Improv. It's okay. It's okay. You laugh all you want. God.
No, I didn't know it was coming.
No, because I was about to say, wow, you don't stutter anymore.
I know. It was like,
R's have been killing me lately.
Let me cross that question. Yeah,
no. Anyway,
I loved Ralphie May, man.
Yeah. So he was on stage, and I was friends with Ralphie. I put him on the stage with me in Pittsburgh, and he saw my name. He was going through all the people who were performing, and he disparaged me in some way. Yeah. Somebody told me about it, and I told Jay, and Jay's like, just call him. That's what I always do. I just pick up the phone, you call the guy.
Yeah.
So I called him, and he's like, oh, John, I'm sorry. I was just, I couldn't think of anything to say, so, but it's all good. And then I saw him in the comedy, so everything was fine.
Yeah.
The relationship was totally repaired. So with Jim, somebody said Jim was goofing on me. And Jim doesn't follow me on Twitter, and I don't have his number. So just on Twitter, I just wrote to him, Jim, is it true that you were trashing me? Because I figured I'll ask him.
Right.
And then Jim just DM'd me or wrote back, no, I fucking didn't trash. I've known you for fucking 20 years, but you know what? The next time, just fucking pick up the phone and call me. And I'm like, well, Jim, I don't have your, I don't have your number, and you don't DM me. But he got all pissed off at me.
I saw that 100 times.
Yeah.
Oh,
and I just asked him.
He would spit on the floor if his breakfast was wrong.
Really?
It was insane. I'm like, dude.
Well, that's what Anthony said about you. He said you would throw the phone if things were. I mean, they did a fucking hack job on you.
Yeah, they
Anthony.
did.
I don't know if you know, I got into a big Twitter war with Anthony.
I saw a few tweets.
Oh God, yeah, it was really ugly, and I mean now it's we just.
Yeah, I try to take the high road as much as I can.
I did too, but
the shit I know about Anthony and the stuff he pulled, give me a fucking
dude.
break. And I did have an anger problem for a while, and I acknowledged that.
Yeah.
And I took care of that years ago.
Yeah, but I did too. I always liked Anthony. Well, up until I started doing the show, I didn't know him. I didn't know either one of you guys before I started doing your shows. But I did Anthony's show, and everything was great. They all the producers, you're our best guest, and I was on 10 times.
Right.
And then and suddenly I knew as soon as Artie started there. Artie was going to pull him into the dark side, and that was going to be it, because Artie gets on heroin and just trashes everybody, and he's like a hateful prick. I would love to beat the shit out of him. Anyway, see, I almost ran out of breath saying that.
I saw that.
But
if you stuttered on the last word of that, that would have made this podcast.
Oh yeah,
I would love to beat the shit out of him.
I would have went into cardiac arrest. But then Anthony started goofing on my kids and posting pictures pictures of my kids on Twitter, and that's it for me. Like, you can't. I mean, you don't do that.
Right.
Even Artie wouldn't do that. And that's something that, I had a big problem with Anthony. I mean, now it's all good. He hasn't done it. I text Keith and said, do me a favor. I don't care what he says about me. Just don't fucking attack my kids because they get shit.
Right.
You got kids. Imagine, fucking.
People have gone after my kids over the years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, people are insane, man. Yeah, it just sucks. It's
I mean, they're innocent. They didn't choose, this kind of lifestyle. I mean, just leave them fucking alone. You know what I mean?
That's what I told my kids.
Even the mafia knows to not go after the kids.
But you guys got along for a while there.
Anthony and I, yeah. But then as soon as Artie went on there, it just became. It just was ugly. Artie. He's all freaking he's all coking heroin up. His nose is bleeding.
Yeah.
And he just went into this whole thing where he just kept goofing on me. He would have Jackie on, they'd goof on me. He would have, Grillo on, they'd goof on me, and Jim Florentine. It would just be Artie's goal was to goof on me. And then he would text me, I love you, man. You're my buddy. And then he would text me the next day, I'm a better actor than you. I'm a better comedian than you. I'm a better writer than you. And then it was like this array of fucking crazy texts.
Okay, I gotta jump in here before we move forward with the tell-all. And by the way, there's a link in the description to John's new book. Easy for you to say. Click on it, buy it. He has kids. Wow, this episode is juicy. And Mikey Sappho, the cop, seems to have this under control so far. Levels and all are manageable. Keep up the good work, Mike. And when we come back, we'll add another former cast member of the old Stern Show to the mix, Jackie the Jokeman Martling. Now here's Gregg to tell you about our great sponsor, who every single person involved in his podcast can certainly make good use of. So listen up. Could be helpful to you as well. Gregg.
Today's show is sponsored by Talkspace. I love Talkspace, the online therapy company that lets you message a licensed therapist from anywhere at any time. All you need is a computer with internet connection or the Talkspace mobile app. That means you can improve your mental health even if you've had trouble making time for it in the past. Can't imagine fitting anything else into your life? Well, with Talkspace, therapy is as easy as sending your therapist a message. Get something off your chest whenever you need to. Talk about everyday challenges at work or at home. Just chat about life. There are no extra commutes, no leaving the office, and no judgments. Carl, you like to talk space?
What?
You like to talk space?
Yeah, you should use it a little bit more.
That old gag. Remember that therapy isn't just about venting your innermost thoughts or digging into childhood memories. It's also about practical everyday strategies for stress management and living a happier life. Having a therapist simply provides you a designated person for you to talk to, which is trained to listen and help you make positive changes. The Talkspace platform has over 2,000 licensed therapists who are experienced in addressing life challenges we all face. To match with the perfect therapist for a fraction of the price of traditional therapy, all you have to do is go to Talkspace.com/Opie, that's OPIE, and use the code Opie to get $45 off your first month and show your support for the show. That's Talkspace.com/Opie. Talkspace.com/Opie. OPIE. I love Talkspace.
OpieRadio.
What the fuck?
The OpieRadio podcast.
What the fuck is he talking about?
I'm confused.
No, I make fun.
I'll tell you something. When things were getting weird, and then me and Jimmy split, they kind of wanted me to do the show with maybe Artie, and Artie was doing my radio show at Sirius at the end.
Yeah.
And I passed on him. I just couldn't do. I already dealt with that type of shit.
Yeah.
I already dealt with that addict behavior. I wasn't going to do it again.
Oh, yeah, with who?
Who do you think?
Oh, Anthony?
Jesus Christ! Look at Mike shaking his head. Mike, jump in here.
No, but Anthony was a drunk. He wasn't a drug addict, was he?
I don't know what the.
I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't listen to you guys then. I was busy doing Howard's show. I didn't know that he was
Whatever. I'm trying to trust me. You're trying to fucking get me going.
Yeah, because
look at that bottom lip of yours.
Yeah, because here's the other thing.
It's quivering.
Here's the other thing.
The point is, yes, Anthony, partied, let's say, and it got in the way of the radio show.
Yeah.
He was calling in sick or late or not showing up so many fucking times. He's falling asleep on the air.
Oh, really?
So all the shit that Artie did to him.
Yeah.
That's a taste of his own fucking medicine.
See, I had no.
Are you serious?
I swear to you, I had no idea that he was that bad. I mean, I know that you said it in that.
The company was so frustrated. The guy was calling out all the time, and on a regular basis. Carl's leaving. On a regular basis.
I'm calling an Uber. I'm actually calling my mom. I'm like, you got to pick me up. This is not my kind of party.
Even the staff that was really on his side would get frustrated because 6 o'clock or when we were starting at 7, sometimes right around 6 or 7 in the morning, we still weren't sure if he was going to make it.
I didn't know to what extent it had gotten.
He knows all this shit, so when he takes his shots at me, it's like, dude, how about you talk about what you brought to the fucking table?
Yeah, no
fucking treat.
I had no idea. Like, I know that he drinks, but I didn't know that it got to that extent.
Oh, please.
Because you had an afternoon show, didn't you?
They moved us to mornings, man. We did mornings for a long time. I did afternoons at the end there when Jimmy took my morning show.
No, I mean, but when we were on Howard,
right,
you were on in the afternoon.
Not on Sirius.
No, on NEW.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. Did he show up late, too, then, hungover?
No, it wasn't as bad back then. It really wasn't as bad.
He had time to sleep it off.
Well, I mean, we would stay at NEW after the show, and we would party in our office, because I was in a bad relationship. He was in a bad marriage. That's when things were kind of working.
Yeah.
We would hang out at that station. It was like a clubhouse, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You don't have to keep Jackie waiting if he wants to come in. I mean,
no, we're talking to you about your book and stuff.
No, I know. I don't
Why
want
would you do that to John? He's been in show business so long.
Because Jackie's going to think it's me. And
No. But what they're doing is they're not telling you the truth. There's not an extra microphone.
Yeah, that's the problem, too. He's going to have to sit on your lap.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah.
Look, do the math. This is a shithole. Do the math.
Yeah, we just started this.
Oh, that's so fucking funny. That is the funniest thing. You only have 3 microphones.
Yes.
All right, so Mike, please tell Jackie it has nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. Because
he always thinks he'll think it's me.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to save you another beef because everybody's acting all big shotty in here, and the fact is we got no more fucking mics. Enough is enough with the show business shit.
And we booked him last minute. We're good. We're going to talk about the book a little bit. Then we're going to bring Jackie in. This is good.
No, it's so funny. I just shot. I don't know. Something just happened to my headphones. I just shot the
Howard just called. You're John.
I just shot the Jackie documentary. They're making a documentary.
Are they?
So I was on 33rd Street doing the Jackie documentary, reliving the life of Jackie the Jokeman Martling. But it's just so funny. Then I'm on the way here and I see a text that Jackie's going to be calling me. I'm like, this motherfucker's stalking me because he did this to Anthony. I was on Anthony's show and then there's Jackie.
Right.
And then I'm doing a show in Boston. And then the girl who books me goes, oh, Jackie found out you were doing the gig. He wants on.
Oh, really?
I'm like, fucking Jackie.
So, I mean, me, you, and Jackie, if this was 1998, this would be an amazing lineup for a radio show. We've all fallen a bit.
So how they treating you here?
When you could still buy a Pontiac, this would have been awesome.
Right.
Well, according to Anthony, you and Anthony made a ton of money that you don't have to work ever again.
No, I don't have to work ever again. No.
That's awesome.
But see, I was sort of starting to think that. But then I've been hanging out with this asshole, and it's fun again.
Cool, man. That's me, Carl.
Because it got so out of control and so big and so much drama, and and our staff was too big, and they were all taking sides that it was exhausting, man.
It must have sucked for you too because you had Jim, and you knew Jim was in Anthony's corner. The whole time, so you were kind of like alone,
it was definitely when you have 3 guys, 2 get closer than and I was the odd man out. But I just get mad that Jimmy knew what he should have done and he just didn't do it, and then he made my life a living fucking hell. Because he should have left with Anthony. They had the chemistry. He had no desire to try to keep that show going with me.
Yeah.
So,
But he just stayed for the money?
absolutely. And the fact that it was a huge audience.
Yeah, and now he's with Sam, right? That's the new show, Jim and Sam.
Yeah.
I don't even know this guy, Sam. I know he looks like our Garfunkel. That's the only thing. Did you ever see him?
I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Why? Come on.
Why, Carl?
This is turning into a fucking knockout fest.
Why? What's the matter?
No, I had no skin in the game. Like where I come from, if you got nothing to do with it, stay out of it. Plus, I want to hear you guys talk shit.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Well, all right, let's.
And I don't want to break this mic because if this mic breaks, now we're down to 2 mics.
All right, well, start trashing Guy Fieri. Let's see what you got.
He just sent me a beautiful check. He has a beautiful family. His kids
No.
are great.
Actually, I love Guy and his wife and his kids. They're all a bunch of.
I could tell you
They're
this.
really nice, and they take care of you when you're out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People don't realize because it's out in Santa Rosa, right?
Yeah.
I'll tell you a funny story about the one party. Melendez was there. He was ignoring me, but we were hanging out.
I can't believe that.
And he invites all the chefs that've been on Triple D, and like he's got a lot of friends. Right?
Yeah.
One year, and it's a theme every year, like
Yeah.
rock and roll,
SNL.
You dress up like a character.
Yeah.
And I'm standing there with Guy, and there's like this the president of the Food Network and all these people, and he's talking. Oh yeah, and these parties go great. And here comes this one dude that we know from Kansas City in blackface.
Oh no!
Yeah. And he just looks. I see it. He sees it at the same time. He goes, "Do it." And I go like a beeline, and I'm dressed like Pat. So all of a sudden you have Pat just yoke this guy up right through the party into the kitchen. Like there's like
Yeah.
Was he going as Garrett Morris?
I don't know what the fuck he was doing.
Very good, very good.
Yeah, he caught me in the middle. And blackface, white guy from Kansas City. I didn't know what to do. He goes, "Now get him out," and he disappeared forever.
And that was it.
Literally, I don't even know.
If he's alive.
No, he's alive, but as far as
sure?
TV is concerned, he's.
Oh, that was it for him.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, but when I left Sirius, they got rid of my VIP account, so I hear the show isn't doing that great, but I don't listen or know much about it. So
no, I stopped listening to Howard as soon as he went to Sirius. I'm not gonna pay to hear myself get insulted, you know. It's like fucking, it's because like every day he's trash.
Wait, you were done before he moved over to Sirius?
I left a year before.
What year did you leave the Howard Stern show?
I left 2004 to be the announcer on the Tonight Show.
That's where we met for the first time.
Yeah, well,
you
know, I argued on your behalf to get you guys on as guests.
Thank you.
I don't know if you know that we were in because I was the comic. Well, we were in the conference room.
Yeah.
And Debbie Vickers, who I love, she's the executive producer.
Yeah.
And she and her and the segment producer said, and Jay, there was all of them said, you know, have you heard of Opie and Anthony? I said, yeah. Do you think we should have them on? I go, yeah. They kill it. In the afternoons. They drive Howard crazy. They would do so well.
Oh, Jay loved that.
I know Jay loved that.
Me and Carl were just talking.
All right, yeah,
right.
Yeah, let's have him on. yeah, I'm fucking gonna have him on. and then every time me and Jay, these guys have the number one radio show, and all and it was great. And I came up and told you guys that. I said, yeah, I fucking fought for you guys. You know?
Because I wasn't sure if we were in good standings. Because all the shit. Because me and Ant went after Howard hard when we were on NEW, and you're on the other team, obviously.
Yeah.
And I was just telling Carl this story on the streets yesterday. So I'm nervous as fuck, man. I didn't do a lot of TV back then, or certainly not doing a lot of TV now. And I'm about to go on the fucking Tonight Show.
Yeah.
I'm in the green room pacing. I'm pretty much shitting myself. I'm not gonna lie to you because I'm out of my element. Jay walks in, and all he wants to know is Howard Stern stories.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He wanted to know all the dirt. He's asking me, and they're popping in going, Jay, the show starts in 2 minutes. And I'm like, will you get the fuck out of here so I can get my head together to hopefully you do all right on this thing?
Yeah.
I go, no, give me one more story.
Yeah, because Howard bashed him so badly,
But weren't they friends at one point?
Jay used to call in. This is again where Howard is wrong. And Jay used to call into Howard's birthday show every single year and do jokes, like 5 to 10 minutes of his monologue.
Yeah.
And he did that every year. And then to have Howard, trash him because they offered me a better life. I mean, I don't get it. I mean, look, I'm not as wealthy as you. I'm not as wealthy as Carl, but
Well,
but I have 2 pensions because of it. You know, and that'll keep me alive. And you know, I could do the stand up. I'm going to be with Jackie October 5th over at the Suffolk Theater, and you know, I do stand up all the time now, and you know, I'll be okay. But you know, Howard beat the shit out of Jay, and I felt so bad. I went up to Jay and said, "Hey, man, I'm sorry about all this. Howard beating you up." And Jay put his hand on my shoulder and said, "I don't give a fuck," and that was it.
Right.
You know,
I finally had him on the radio show at the end there.
Jay?
Oh, wow. He just destroyed everybody in the room. He was great.
Really?
Oh, he just went around the room headhunting. And I loved it. And funny as all hell, too.
I have a Howard question. Let me ask this question, John. He makes so much money, right?
Yeah.
Did he spread that out with you guys?
No. In fact, I think the saddest thing that I heard, and I know this as a fact, you know, I know Howard's going to probably try and sue me for things I say in my book, but I don't care. But I know it as a fact. Scott the engineer, you know, I don't know if you know who Scott is, but
me and him went back and forth.
Yeah, Scott has been on the air been with Howard 30 years.
Yeah.
Scott's wife has cancer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Scott,
she's gone now.
Yeah, she passed away.
She didn't make it.
I'm double sorry then.
You know, so Scott,
Terrible.
You know, Scott didn't get any money from Howard. Howard didn't give him a dime.
That can't be true.
It is true. And Scott set up a GoFundMe page,
which I pushed hard and got a lot. I mean, not that.
Yeah, I know you did on Twitter because I saw you.
The only reason I'm bringing it up, I pushed it hard because I was like, this is just not right. Because
it's not right.
When I walked into SiriusXM, even though he went to the other, you know, there was always us against Howard and all that.
Yeah.
But Scott was always really nice. We would catch up in the elevator. He couldn't be nicer.
Yeah, no.
So when I found out about that, I'm like, fuck this isn't right. So I was pushing that GoFundMe, and then everyone's attacking me like, you really think Howard's not giving him any money? And I got DMs from Scott basically saying thank you so much, blah, blah, blah.
And I know
he's not even allowed to call himself Scott the engineer on Twitter. He has to call himself Scott the bowler.
Yeah, and he can't even... And on his GoFundMe, when he asked Yoko Turco, you know, Marcy Turk, that's my name for her because she ruined the show. But
who's that?
She's the one that...
she's the one that took over. She's like in charge of Gary now. She's the one who has Howard doing all these crazy things, like these wacky things.
Oh, the whole, like, the cat telethon?
Yeah, the core, and all this bullshit.
Just to make him more likable, I guess, in society.
You know what makes you likable? You know what makes you really likable? If you help out your fucking friends.
Yeah, exactly. Well, anyway, so Howard didn't give Scott a dime, and then they wouldn't allow Scott to... say that he's Scott the engineer on the GoFundMe page, and he wasn't allowed to mention that he was from Howard Stern. And
and he didn't mention.
I'm stunned.
Yes.
And I don't even have a joke for that.
No.
Like,
and
it's
that's
nothing to be laughing.
Look,
that's disgusting.
Look, I put all my differences aside with SiriusXM, so I got to be careful what I say.
Yeah.
But I mean, just imagine if Scott the engineer could mention his GoFundMe page once on Howard's show.
Yeah.
All those bills would have been taken care of.
Yeah.
She's sick as fuck. She's dying.
She's
but
dying.
But at least they know that the finances are being taken care of.
And you know,
so they couldn't. I'm sorry that I'm walking through this, but I'm stunned. So you're telling me that they couldn't put a GoFundMe on Howard's
show? That's what John's saying.
Nope. I know this as a fact. You probably know it too.
No, I got to be careful with what I say.
No,
because,
I know.
You know.
Well, one of my sources is let's say he's very nearby.
That's a shame, man, because you know that show was an ensemble show. It wasn't. There was a lot of people that did a lot of great shit.
Yeah, no, but I mean, Howard and Rob and Fred, are taken care of now because they're all with Buchwald. Right. So they're all taken care of. But guys like, Gary and I at the time, we were making nothing. I mean, my first salary was called a stipend by Tom Chisano. I was making $10,000 a year.
Jesus.
And when the E! Show came around, do you know how much they offered me a week to be on television, to do the E! Show?
$100 probably.
$200 a week. How do you know? Exactly.
I know this business.
Yeah, exactly. And Jackie, and he'll tell you, he once told someone at the Friars, or said, Jackie, how much you getting on the E! Show? And Jackie said $25,000. And they went, $25,000, a week? That's awesome. And Jackie goes, no, $25,000 a year.
And that's when they were crushing.
And that's when TV was TV. There was no YouTube and shit.
No,
TV
that's when you were truly a star, man. Your shit on Howard Stern's
that
show
was the
back
heyday.
then. Holy fuck!
And at the heyday of me, when the Channel 9 show and all that, I wasn't getting any money from the radio show.
Really?
Yeah, and for the Channel 9 show, I made $750. $750.
So you're a big star and you could barely pay your bills.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, and I actually went up to Howard and said to him, "Listen, I'm going to have to leave because I'm $10,000 in debt with my with my parents," and then he said, "Oh, don't worry, the Channel 9 show is going to come around, and then we'll have some money for you."
So how did it go down that you left to do Jay Leno? I heard a rumor that you flew out to L.A., bought a house, then came back, and Howard had no idea that you went out there for a day to buy a house.
Yeah, well, what happened was...
walk me through all that.
Well, I was on that show, I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here.
Right.
And, I prayed every day in the cot that I'd be, that Jay would be goofing on the show and I'd be a guest. And thank God when I get off, I make it to the last day, and my wife greets me. She says... You're booked on the Tonight Show tomorrow night. We fly into L.A. I write my jokes in the town car on the way there. I do the appearance with Jay, and it kills. And then after the after the segment, the exec producer and head writer offered me a job.
Jesus.
Yeah, as a correspondent. So then I asked Bubba Booey. He said Howard would never let you do it. And then I asked Robin, saying that I always wanted to be in television, and she said, just set up a meeting with Howard's assistant.
You still had to talk to an assistant?
And then I went to set up a meeting with Laura, Howard's assistant. And then 2 days later on the air, Howard said, "John, I don't want to talk to you. I know you're trying to meet with me. I don't care about your career. I don't give a shit about you." So then I went back to Robin. I said, what should I do? And she said, try again. I tried again. I called Laura, and the same thing. 2 days later, Howard on the air again. "John, stop trying to talk to me. Do whatever you want to do. I don't care about your career." So
There's audio of this?
Yeah, this is all on the air. This is why.
So people could go and find that.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah. So then I went up to Robin. So now what? And she said, "Now you got to do what you want to do." So then I kept on turning down the Tonight Show because I knew Howard wouldn't let me do it. Finally, I was out doing stand up at the Ontario Improv, and I got a call from Debbie Vickers' assistant Susie, and she said, "Debbie wants to speak to you." And then I went into her office, and she said, "John, how would you like to be the announcer of the Tonight Show?" And that was it. I was like, yes, I'm out. I can finally get out of this fucking place that I've been wanting to get out of for so many years.
Good for you, man.
And then and then I had to fly on the sly. I flew out and did a correspondent audition, which is on the street.
Yeah.
I did that. Passed that. Then I was out to do stand-up, whatever, and then they had me come in and prove I could do the announcers without stuttering. Did that.
Who thought that was a good idea? No, I mean, you got a good voice.
Yeah.
Who thought, we could use him as the announcer? Or were they looking for something a little different?
I know.
But you pulled it off without stuttering.
No, how dumb that, to hire a stutterer to be the,
Hold on.
Oh.
Tim Sabian just came in and kissed John on the mouth.
How crazy!
Yuck.
Not on the mouth, over here.
No,
Hey.
There's no TV here. That was a tongue kiss from Tim Sabian. Look at that.
Wow.
What a weird world.
Holy shit, Tim got fat and gray.
Here's Jackie the Jokeman.
Holy shit.
What you decided?
Are you
didn't
fat
wanna
shaming
share
me?
your time? Is that what happened?
No, they only have
I've
three.
been standing down there for high car.
Opie, how many times have I asked you to bring Jackie in?
Jackie, but we booked you last minute, so I'm trying to make this work.
Standing down there for a fucking half an hour.
Jackie.
5 times the cocksucking security guard said, "Why are you here? You can't stand there.
Jackie,
you can't be here."
Ask Mike.
Jack, sit down.
Ask Mike. I said go get Jackie, and they said they only have 3 microphones.
So you got to sit in the Robin booth.
Loud enough? No, but the point is, don't fucking book me if you got 3 microphones.
They only have 3 microphones. That's
No,
not.
so don't book me.
Jackie, go where Robin sits over there.
Jack, sit
And then people fuck you over, and then you get mad. People say, "Oh, look how angry he is."
I didn't fuck anybody over.
It was all Stuttering John's fault.
Mike, Mike, tell him how many times I said go get Jackie on this show. It's all proof.
It is.
He's pissed at me.
It's all documented, Jackie.
You got to turn that mic up. You got to turn that mic.
They're beating him up.
You got to turn the mic up. Joey's going to go nuts.
Jackie, it's all documented.
Yeah, too late.
Jackie, first of all, I did your documentary and came over here, and then when I said go get Jackie. And then Carl was honest enough to say the real reason we haven't got Jackie is because we only have 3 mics. Are you hearing this, Jackie?
I felt like you were getting railroaded. I wasn't gonna let it happen.
What about the part where you said I don't want to do radio with fucking Jackie the Jokeman?
No, I never said that.
That I heard.
Mike,
No,
we
I did
can't
not say
hear
that.
him. This is going to drive me nuts.
Sappho shit in the bed.
Here, Jackie, come in here.
Come in. Can you put him in here?
All right.
Jackie, come here.
I'm not taking your seat.
I don't want this seat.
I don't want it.
He doesn't want it today.
I don't want it today.
You look foreign to me.
Oh, there you go. We can hear you finally.
Yeah.
There
Jackie,
you go.
Jackie, if you listen back to this podcast 2 or 3 times, I said fucking bring Jackie.
I'll definitely listen back to this podcast.
Oh, shit.
Hi, Opie.
Hey, how are you, Jackie? We were supposed to do this in your house. You canceled on me.
I only canceled because I got to do a book signing Thursday, and I realized there's no way I can get from Bayville to the book signing and
then back?
No, and do it.
Yeah.
You know, if I leave Bayville at 4:00, I'm not even going to get there at 7:00.
So shouldn't I be mad at you that you canceled on me?
I gave you guys 8 days.
Opie's the worst.
He calls me and tells me to come over and leaves me stand there for half an hour. There's a little difference.
A little higher, Mike. We got to get the levels right or Joey's going to go nuts.
Well, Jackie, I asked him to go get you twice.
I don't care.
You don't care? You good now?
I thought I was down there waiting for John, and I thought John was late.
Right.
Because he says I'll meet you guys in Mike says I'll meet you guys in the lobby at 3:00.
Yeah.
So I'm there at 10 to 3, waiting.
Well,
3:00, I'll be down in 5 minutes, and now it's 3:30.
No, the only thing I did say.
I hope you don't go tend to
geez.
dead bodies and they're lying there fucking bleeding while you're jerking off, Mike.
The only thing I did say, Jack, is I did want to confront Opie on what had transpired if Howard got in the way of me doing his show. So I did want to have like 5 minutes
So
just to ask
why
him.
didn't you just say, don't come, Jackie, that John wants to podcast?
No. I just wanted to ask him that. That was it.
I want to confront you on something.
Yeah.
You guys on something. So, over the years, certain people would not do our show. Was that a Howard thing?
Oh, I don't know. Jackie, do you remember?
Well, I know I personally asked them not to do it. Of course. On what planet do you think we had any input on that?
But I'm wondering.
You don't know Howard and you don't know the regime. You really think,
No,
I'm not going to let anybody do Opie and Anthony, and me and John going, no, Howard, you know what? You really should. Oh, you know what? If John and Gary...
Well,
of course we don't.
We heard over the years that people were told if they did our show, then they wouldn't be able to do Howard's show. But
I believe that, but it wasn't by us.
But if you think like Howard thinks that he's the greatest thing to ever walk this fucking earth, why would it matter if we shared guests?
You know what happened? When I started at NBC, Imus told NBC he did not want the new guy, Howard Stern, to mention his name on the air.
Yeah.
He was not allowed to mention his name on the air. And then Howard went berserk. And then 20 years later,
he did it to us.
He said, you can't mention Opie and Anthony. It's Animal Farm. You become what you mock. He's gone 180
Oh, God.
degrees.
Well, I want to add to that.
Well,
Hold on. When we were at NEW, we
ahead.
weren't allowed to mention Howard's name anymore. So then we would come up with nicknames. And they were dumping out the nicknames.
Yeah.
we started calling him Radio Edit. And then we weren't allowed to say Radio Edit. And they would dump out of that. And I'm like, this is the shit you did to Imus.
Holy shit.
Of course.
Hey, Jackie, let me
it's
just...
all radio and it's all bullshit. But I totally believe.
Hey, Jackie, let me back you up on the story.
It's Letterman saying you can't do Carson, vice versa. That's that same shit.
Right.
John, I can't even see you. Where are you?
No, I'm over here. No, I'll back you up. No. About Howard becoming everything he goofed on is Howard used to goof on Johnny Carson all the time because he would say, "How dare Johnny not have Joan Rivers on as a guest?"
Right.
I told you R's.
Fucking R's.
No, he said Joan Rivers. He didn't say Joan.
Yeah, exactly. So now cut to
Carl, what nationality are you?
I'm
Cuban.
Jesus.
Why am I answering
How
for you?
scary.
So anyway,
No wonder they were scared with me in the lobby.
so
Probably
anyway,
thought I was bringing you food.
Oh, no, not food, my friend.
so anyway,
What the fuck?
Oh, sorry.
so anyway, cut to.
Oh, you're on it. You're losing weight, right? You said it on the last podcast.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go.
That's what I'm getting at.
No, so anyway,
Yes.
he would be mad that Johnny would have Joan on, and yet now look, Howard's banned how many people from the freaking studio? Gilbert, me, Jackie, Grillo, Casey.
He's very-
no one's allowed
He's
on.
very consistent, though.
You
He's
know?
gotten rid of all the funny people.
No, but here's a guy, he was so mad that Johnny would do that to Joan.
Yeah.
Yet he's done it to like, what, 10 people.
And I said, all are welcome. I'm like, wait, we can have Gilbert Gottfried on the show now? Why would you ban half those guys from the radio?
I know. I mean, I know that Lisa Lampanelli was banned for a while, but now she just came back. So I guess
Is it because he was trying to change his image?
Yeah, I think the whole thing is
Because
about him.
Gilbert's a bit on the the gutter side at times.
Yeah, he's
and
on-
certainly
yeah.
Lisa Lampanelli and
Yeah, I mean, I get why he wouldn't have, at least.
I don't think with Gilbert, I don't think it's as much being dirty as Gilbert laughing in his face for what he's become. No, I'm not trying to be mean. I mean, I'm
That's
taking
kinda
a
funny,
shot in
though.
the dark. But, I'm sure 99% of the reason I'm not there is if I was sitting there every time he said, well, now I'd like to talk about my lovely new wife that loves me, he'd look over and I'd be like, and that'd be the end of that.
I got to
But why? But I mean, but the fans would love to hear what you guys are up to, and it would be amazing radio. It's so weird to me that he just doesn't want to go down that fucking road.
He doesn't care. He has all the money in the world.
But that is what
But
you
what
just said
why
is
he
weird.
so mad at you guys?
What
'Cause
you
that-
just said is the weirdest thing because above all, what the thing he cares about more than anything is doing good radio.
Sure.
Or it used to be.
Right.
So if he thought us coming on and having a fist fight and throwing shit at Robin's head and you know what I mean? Like whatever went on, if he knew that was good radio in the old days, that,
Yeah, that's all that
would
would
live
matter.
for that.
Which goes back to my point with you, where it's like, he was just trying to do good radio, but you're trying to tell me that the real guy was on the air and not.
oh, yeah,
not
Jackie,
off
wouldn't
air.
you say that? I would always maintain that the real Howard is the guy on the air. The guy off the air was the little scaredy cat who wouldn't say how he felt.
But it's mix and match. There's a little of each here and a little of each there. There weren't two distinct guys. People used to say, what's Howard like? Is he really an asshole? And I'd say, yeah, but not for any reasons that would be apparent. His faults are very weird. And depend. What some people think are faults, other people think are strengths. I mean, you could be standing there talking to him in the middle of a conversation, and he'll just tune you out and turn to somebody and start talking, which is kind of a talent,
Right.
And like when I'm talking to my friends.
So anyway, Opie,
all of a
let me
sudden-
just say
I figure he's about 5 seconds late on that, but at least
It's all about timing, John.
yeah. Well, he probably started it on time.
Jackie the Jokeman.
This is not fair. I can't see you, John.
What was the?
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, I'll go
are
over
we
here.
done? Am I done now?
Yeah, if you want. When was the last time you talked to Howard? What year was
He
it?
called me this morning and asked me what he should have for breakfast, and I said, ham. I don't know the last time I fucking talked.
Why not?
You know what? I really don't know.
Is it over 10 years ago?
I think the last time I talked to him was the last
That's a good question,
Christmas
right?
party. When me and Ian got tossed off the air, we didn't get invited to the 60th birthday party, and we didn't get invited to that year's Christmas party, even though we got fired at the end of November. So I would say the last time I talked to him had been the previous Christmas party.
So when he was 59 years old.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, so that's relatively recent.
Yeah, well,
I got to tell you one thing. I was talking to John for a while.
sorry.
Whatever, exactly. What I'm amazed is how little you guys got paid for gigs and stuff with how big that show was. I'm still stunned. It's unbelievable.
I was telling them, Jackie, about the e-contracts and how little we got paid for it. And I told one of your stories that when you were at the Friars and somebody said, "Wait, Jackie, you make 25,
I was headlining in Las Vegas at a huge party upstairs, and I had all the comics up there. Dennis Blair and Max Alexander and Mike Saccone and Billy West was up there. We had a great gang, and I had a 2-floor suite. The suite that De Niro and Sharon Stone were in in the film Casino. That was what they gave me.
Wow.
And so the whole world is there. We're having this great party, and they're like, "Oh, Martling, you got so lucky. Oh, we're jealous, but great. It was a real love fest." And then he said, "And now you got that TV show." And I said, "Yeah, but And they said, "What? You got to be making some money from that." And I said, "Yeah, $25,000." And their jaws dropped, all of them. I could still see them, and they were like, "Wait a minute. We know you're doing good, but you can't be doing so well that an extra $25,000 a week doesn't help you." And I said, "A week? That's a year."
Jesus.
I said, "If you're, no offense, Carl, but if you're a Mexican standing on the if you're a Mexican on the corner with a shovel and they pick you up to go pick lettuce, you make more than $25,000 a year."
I think you were poor.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I mean, even when I left there.
Yeah, continue with that story because Jackie walked in. So then you flew out, you got your house.
Oh yeah, then
And then they give you the opportunity to be the announcer. That's about where we're
I
at.
signed the contract. Finally, I passed all the things. There was one blip with Rick Ludwin. He was and had a late night there, and he didn't want me to be there.
Yeah.
And it's weird because he's a guy who paid to see Artie Lang at Carnegie Hall and sat behind the pillar. It was one of those bad seats. That's how big of a fan he was, but he didn't want me to be there because he wanted like a Ryan Seacrest, anyway, but I finally, Jay called him himself, said, "This is, this is the guy we want. So this is what we want." So finally, they hired me. I signed the contract. I flew out to L.A. I bought a house in Calabasas, flew back, and then someone called in like 2 months later and said, "Hey, Howard," they emailed Fred, Jack. You remember when Fred got the emails? And they emailed Fred, and Howard said, "Some guy says that, John, did you buy a house in Calabasas, California?" I go, "No, I don't know what you're talking about." But I did. I just, I just had to wait till everything was set, and then I gave Howard, my 2 weeks notice, and then I got my ass beaten in. But like, and talk about.
I firmly believe that, talk about bullshit. He absolutely, I mean, I was long gone. I was long history. But if he had said that he was going to Leno, Howard would have absolutely queered that deal and fucked it up. And, John, how old were you when you stopped fucking Jay's wife? That kind of would have screwed him really good.
Definitely.
And for them to say, "Oh, you should have told us, we would have given you more." That for once I was on his side. That was one thing I never asked you, point blank, and I still don't know. Do you think Jay hired you to say "fuck you" to Howard?
No,
I never thought that.
It wasn't Jay's idea at all. It was Dave Berg, a subbing producer, and the executive producer, and
Right.
I mean, it certainly was set up.
hurt.
It looked like an absolute "fuck you," but it was like having somebody who was a semi-celebrity or a celebrity stepping into.
I'm sure Jay understood that it would be a fuck you to Howard.
No, he didn't.
You don't think he understood?
No,
at the time?
whoa, wait, let's not bend over backwards.
Even if
being
it wasn't
naive
his
here.
idea, yeah.
Even Carl knows.
No,
that.
he didn't. Jackie, he didn't hate Howard at that time. Jay didn't have any problem with Howard. There wasn't any.
Didn't the problem start
animosity.
because you went there?
Yeah,
and then that ramped it up.
Jay used to call in every Howard birthday. Don't you remember?
It's still, who knows? You know what? Bottom line, who cares?
No, they didn't. I'm telling you, it wasn't. You could say what you want, but let
me ask you this:
that wasn't the case. It really wasn't.
When you left Howard, how much money were you making a year?
When $85,000 a year, and then with Jay, I was making anywhere from $300,000 to $500,000 a year, depending on.
And Chisano told John, you should have given him a chance to match it.
Yeah. Give him a chance to match it, and of course.
So this is going to make your life way the fuck better. Of course, you got to do that.
Yeah. Plus the pensions,
right?
Like I told you. I mean, it was.
$85,000 is a nice life, but I mean that's.
Well,
but consider it. No, but hold on.
Taxes are going to be taken out.
No, I understand all that, but considering where you were on the Howard Stern show and where Jackie was, you guys, I know you both should have been making way more than you were.
Well, I'm just amazed.
Jackie was making decent. I mean, he was doing a lot better than I was. I mean, Gary and I were.
I mean, he's super talented.
Jackie had the line.
I was making a lot of money, but I wasn't making a lot of money relative
That's what
to
I'm
where I was.
Right. That's what I'm trying to say. The show itself, when I watched, because that's the last time I listened to, was when you were going through it, when Jackie was going through it with the whole thing. And I was just like, this show's an ensemble show. Like, these guys do so much more
That word is not in Howard's lexicon.
Right.
The word ensemble is not in his. To him, he was in a vacuum, and they stopped off at a floor every once in a while for somebody to say hello. You know, that to him, it was 99.9999% him. And you know what? It was 98% him, but the other 2% was pretty important.
You're downplaying your role, Jackie.
Yeah.
No,
because
I may be, but
the one thing I got to say, we talked about it on my old show. Like, as a comic,
you used to have a show.
We all have fallen, my friend. I said to Stuttering John, if this was 1998, this would be an amazing lineup.
I'm wondering if I'm going to get billed for my microphone.
We were on the top of the mountain. But anyway, we talked about this, and this is what I don't understand how you were able to sleep at night, knowing that you were the one making Howard funny with those one-liners and stuff, because
But that's your job, you know.
No,
the guy that's right.
It was weird you accepted that, because in my time, like, we had instant feedback and all that, and if I read someone's line, I could easily have taken their line and people would have been like, holy fuck, is that funny? And we would get huge laughs, but I couldn't do that. I always try to give the guy credit for coming up with the line.
But they didn't take me and put me in a corner and tell me to do that. I created that job.
Okay.
That's how I wormed my way in. Slowly
enough.
but surely, pass them something.
Fair enough.
And I didn't even know how badly I wanted to be there or not be there. The whole thing grew like a mushroom. I mean, it was.
Yeah.
Nobody knew anything.
A toadstool.
You know, yeah. It's like, if anybody knew that we were going to get rich, I wish I had done this and done it, but it could have ended at any second.
And now they have, I think, 6 to 10 writers. even though it starts with a W, it has an R sound. R's are fucking with me lately, Jack.
That is a new sound. When we're out in California, I hadn't seen that one.
Yeah.
I can't even fucking
You just
spell
swallowed,
that.
you just swallowed the Cuban's hero.
I know.
I can't even.
I just swallowed a Cubana.
Wow.
A Cubana. It's even better.
No, I know. It really.
I'll tell you, the whole time that I was there,
Yeah.
I'd get interviewed. And every time I got interviewed, every couple of years, they'd say, the show is so great, and you guys are so great, but how long can it last?
Yeah.
And then 2 years later, they'd say, the show is great,
Yeah.
but how long can it last? And it kept getting reinvented, the Channel 9 show, and then he wrote a book, and then made a movie, blah, 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 and just kept growing and growing and growing. And I walked out like 4 times. With 4 times, I thought it was done, and Nancy was thrilled because we were going to get some sleep and get back to normal, being broke and stupid. And you just never knew, But if I hadn't have fought,
that's radio,
all
though.
the times I fought, if I hadn't have fought, I would have never, ever got to any kind of salary.
Right.
They'll let
Yeah.
you work for free or for nothing.
Well, that's
forever.
why. Well, Jackie always has maintained that it was Fred. Like, he set the precedent for.
Well, he didn't proactively do anything. He just didn't do anything.
He didn't do anything, so he got paid. So such a small amount that became the norm.
Right.
Well, the truth is, we didn't know. We never knew, and nobody had any idea what anybody else was making. I had never had any idea what Fred was making. Maybe he was making $50 million a year. Of course, he's going to shut up. But I'm speaking up and fighting.
Right.
The analogy I use is me and Fred are like the Jews in line for the oven, and me going, this sucks, and Fred going, no, shh, be quiet, they'll be mad at us. The same shit.
Oh, my God. Wow.
Don't get them mad.
We want to thank Stuttering John and Jackie the Jokeman for joining us. Get their books in the description links of this episode. If you're a big Photoshop listener, we'd love to see the image you come up with for #CarlBush. On the next episode of Opie Radio, we hear more from Jackie Martling.
Fred's been afraid for his job for 40 fucking years. He created that show a year before Robin got there. We can't begin to sing Fred's praises.
And Stuttering John Melendez.
I stutter on ours.
That poor bastard must have a heck of a time on Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Ralphie had said, yeah, it's okay to laugh. It's okay to laugh. But anyway, so then we were like, fuck it, let's call the White House. So we Googled the number. I called like, hey, it's Stuttering John. I've hung out with Donald. Just no thanks, and they hung up. So then my producer's like, all right, let's call as Melendez, like in my cousin Vinny instead of Callo Gallo.
Yeah.
You know, it's okay. So then I called him with his bad English accent. Hello, this is Sean Moore. I represent Senator Bob Melendez. And they go, who? I go, Sean is in Connery, Moore is in Roger. I'm a big Bond fan. As if I named my fucking self.
Right.
And they go, okay, well, all right. So you know, let's talk to the president. He's in Fargo right now. They give me the location of where the president is. I mean, they might as well give me the longitude and latitude.
1 moment, sir. I connect your call. Sir, your call is connected. Hi, Bob. Hey, how are you? Congratulations on everything. We're proud of you.
Opie Radio followbacks. So let's look out into our magic window and give a great big Opie Radio followback to the following. At Girthy Mac, at Ben_Marsh, at Nando Orlando 55, at GZoo74 JEZOO, at Rock ROK 66 1123, and the Super Ugly Show. And once again, EB Guitar Man, thanks for your support, my brother. Follow them on Twitter because, like you, they get what we're doing here. Don't forget to leave a comment at Apple. Go to OpieRadio.com for merch. Sorry I couldn't actually grab additional audio clips for this podcast. I ain't messing with Howard. Just looking out for Westwood One Podcast Network and my kids' college fund. Frankly, it saddens me to hear some of these stories, as funny as they are. But I'll be back for the next episode to hear more. Tough to resist the radio world gossip at Opie Radio.
Ralphie had said, yeah. It's okay to laugh. It's okay to laugh. That's what my therapist always did.
The Westwood One Podcast Network, the Curiosity Podcast with Cody Goff and Ashley Hamer.
You can get smarter in just a few minutes on our new daily podcast.
We'll satisfy your curiosity with a few stories every day.
Hear a timely blend of culture, life hacks, and science and technology straight from the editors at Curiosity.com.
Stay curious.
The Curiosity Podcast. Download and subscribe at Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and the Westwood One Podcast app. Free from the Westwood One Podcast Network.